Hello, and welcome to my presentation on compound words. So today we are going to be looking at compound words in English. Good place to start, some good practice is going to be looking at what does compound mean. So let's start off with the word pound. What does pound mean? Well, it means to hit or to thump or to bump. Right? You can look at calm. Calm is a prefix that indicates together. What other words can you think of that have com to start? Words like combine, commute, comprise. So the definition of compound word, some compound, something that is made of two or more pieces. So what are compound words? Compound words are joining of two or more morphemes to create a word, new meaning. For this example here, we have basket and ball. Now, separately, basket is a item that you use at the grocery store to carry other items. Ball, well, there's lots of different kinds of ball, but when we put those two words together, we get basketball, which is something specific and new. A little bit different than both the words basket and ball, but together they carry a little bit of meaning each word. So, can you match the words below? Here I'd get the students to come up and draw lines or indicate on the board. Well done. So, why do we use compound words? Uh, Compound words is a form of new word formation so that we can create more specific or nuanced meanings. Or we could use it to indicate something separate from the individual words that the compound word is made of. There are three different types of compound words. We have closed, open, and hyphen. So closed compound words are two or more words put together, like we saw in basketball. Open compound words are two or more words put together, but they do have a space in between if you're reading them, right? Hyphen compounds are two or more words with a hyphen in between or a dash. So let's look at some examples. With the closed, we have butterfly or football. You'll notice that there are two words, butter and fly, or foot and ball, but they're written together. Right? Open compound words, well, an example is in between or ice cream, right? Ice and cream are individual words, but when put together, they create a new thing, which is ice cream, a delicious dessert. You can also have compound words with hyphens in them, such as check in or up to date. Now, the thing with compound words is, grammatically speaking, or in reading and writing, there aren't any strict rules. Even I personally found myself writing, say, ice cream with a hyphen in between, and it's not exactly wrong. So it's quite flexible in how you are going to syntactically write your compound words or read your words. Okay, let's try some more examples. Can you find which words match up to create compound words? And some of these do have are either open or closed examples. Next, let's see how we can um, comprehend or figure out some longer words or long words that might seem difficult at first, but once you start separating them out and gaining a bit more understanding and meaning from each of the individual words, you can get a better idea of what the long word means. So with the person next to you, separate these compound words and see if you can figure out what they might mean. So let's go through a few. We have pancake, right? We have a pan and cake are the two words. And so we can get an idea that maybe this is something to do with cake and something to do with pans. Maybe it is a cake that's cooked on a pan. Next, while you're reading large bodies of text, there might be a couple of times where you're like, these words are quite long, difficult, complex. Seems like a lot. But one great thing about understanding compound words or trying to find and practice finding compound words is that you can take sections from these large texts, bring them outside of the text and look at them individually and be able to understand something about the text that you may not have while trying to read all of it all at once. Okay, so can you find the compound words within this text? I am going to play lots of video games this weekend. I cannot wait. I will do my homework before so I can play late into the nighttime. My friend is coming for a sleepover too, so that we can go to basketball practice in the afternoon. Did you find them? Well, here they are. So let's have a look at them individually. What might they mean? So, a good guideline for compound words is that compound words typically take more meaning from the second or rightmost word than the first or the words that come beforehand. So let's look at weekend, for example. We have week plus end. So if we're looking at the rightmost word, end, right? It is the final aspect or the later stages. Okay, we can use that to help us understand this longer weekend. It is the end of the week. Let's look at the next. Let's look at homework, everyone's favorite thing. So we have home plus work. Now, work is the second or rightmost word. So, what is work? Well, it's the things that need to um, finish or complete, or things that we're striving for, trying to achieve or accomplish. Now, we can do work in many different places, but using a bit of the meaning from our first word, home, we can understand that homework is work that needs to be complete or is going to be complete at home. So again, you get a little bit more meaning from the second or the rightmost word, and you can integrate it or substitute some more meaning, additional meaning from the leftmost word. Finally, we'll talk about how to pronounce compound words. So it's easy. You want to stress the first word or syllable. Right? You want to make it louder, elongate the vowels, right? Add more emphasis on the first word. So it's kind of the opposite of trying to understand the meaning, where you look at the second word. In order to pronounce it, you stress the first word. So say me after me. I cannot wait for the weekend. Okay? I cannot wait for the weekend. please proceed to check out. Please proceed to check out. He is my great grandfather. He is great grandfather. Okay. Now, when you're listening to people speaking, and you know that people pronounce or stress the first word or syllable of compound word, you can also gain more information by listening to which words they're stressing. When a word phrase is not intended as a compound, people tend to stress the second word, right? So, for example, we have I cannot wait for the weekend. We also have when will this week end? Right? Elongated vowel or emphasis, a little bit louder. We have when will this week end? Or I'm going to check out the restaurant. I'm going to check out the restaurant. Rather than, for example, please proceed to check out. I'm going to check out the restaurant. Right? Here's a tricky one. He is a great grandfather. Now, this sentence, depending on where the stress is, could be a compound word or not. So, what might I mean if I said he is a great grandfather? Uh, versus he is a great grandfather. In the second sense, I'm stressing the grand part of great grandfather, which would indicate to you that I'm describing or using the word great as an adjective to describe the grandfather. Whereas if I said he is a great grandfather, I would just simply be describing him as the grandfather's father, a great grandfather. Thank you for joining me in this presentation, and we'll move on to the rest of the lesson.